Okay, from what I understand, you have the success card. If you follow these instructions, I'm going to break this down to you, and a lot of people don't understand this, but that's why I have to break this down to you. Twin flames are identical. The problem is the opposites attract like a magnet. Sometimes we force things that wasn't meant to be against the rules of nature. Twin flame would be a great best friend in the friend zone with no sexual contact and would ideal be helping you to find your partner. The problem is we're in a hypersexual world that knows no better, which is consistent with hyper toxic behavior and no boundaries, causing listeners to be delulu and never find their person, their partner, leaving them broken and disgusted mentally. And let me break this down to you, what I mean by this as well. Utilizing the laws of physics, you have a plus and a minus when it comes to the magnetic poles, which is the North Pole and the South Pole, right? So, like poles repel each other, the opposite poles attract to each other. For example, the North Pole repels each other in the same way the South Pole pushes away from each other. So what I mean by that is like if you have two magnets, right, that are on the refrigerator and you turn around and you take the two magnets that and you put them together that stick on the refrigerator, they'll come together and stick to each other. But if you take one side that take the two South Pole sides or two negative charged sides and push them together, they will push away from each other. So, but if you take two positive, they'll come together, but they won't stick. You can force it, but they won't push, away from each other. So, if you have two flames that are too positive and you put them together, you can force it to work, but it's not going to stick together like a North Pole and a South Pole, a positive and negative charge coming together. And a lot of people don't realize this, but these are the rules of physics. This is life. This is nature. What I mean by this is it's like the magnetic North Pole is the pole from which the magnetic field lines emanate. Just like, your positive charge in the electric, cold case. And the magnetic pole south is the pole towards which the magnetic fields lines move, just like the negative charge in a electrical case. And that's why I'm bringing up like trying to utilize like electrical, because it really isn't a plus or minus when it comes to magnetic, but I'm trying to utilize it as far as like electromagnetic fields. To break down as an example, the magnetic North Pole is the pole from which the magnetic line emanates. Again, like I stated, but a North Pole will attract the South Pole and the magnetic pulls on each other, but the two poles will push each other away. We say the magnets repel each other. This is also the same with the law of attraction. Yes, if you have two flames, two identical flames, two positive flames, and you push them together, yes, they can stick together. They're not going to stick together, but if you force it, they'll stay. They're not pushing away from each other. But if you take two negative, two south notes, and you put them together, then they're going to push away from each other. It's going to cause friction, and it creates that toxic bond because everybody else says that your relationship should work, You do everything that you possibly can to satisfy your friends, and it could be even abusive because so much friction is pushing away. And a lot of people don't realize this. And this is even when it comes to not just your relationships as far as, you know, physical attraction to other people, but this is your money, your, you know, business, your happy go lucky life, your friendships, and everything else that's under the sun. You have to know how the law of attraction works, and you have to know it by way of physics, you know, scientific facts, so that you can break this down, because people don't really speak about this when they're speaking in regards to tarot. If you like this, like, share, and subscribe for more. That way, when I get enough people to subscribe, then I can actually tell you this in detail, right? Excuse. You know, when I got my fresh haircut, I had to make sure that I show it off, right? So that's why I'm, keep on coming to the bathroom with better lighting too, because I don't have that good of lighting like your other tarot card readers, or people who just read the universe or science, or and bring in social studies, social matters to the situation, so that you can get more clarity, not just from a one-sided mind that everybody is on one track, on one train track, when the world is universal. There's multiple tracks, there's multiple directions in which you can go, and you can take this thing.